So, Diana, over to you. Hello, welcome.
Hello to everybody, and thank you for this invitation and for the possibility to be with you online. I cannot be in Bulgaria because these open gardens already started in this year the project, and this is one of the reasons why. But I would love to share with this project. Yes, and maybe we talk later about this, because I found the metaphor of your gathering, hosting leadership, very particularly relevant to what I'm doing, although I'm not familiar with the theory of the conference, but also with hospitality and compassion and leadership are very much together, and especially after experiencing a severe catastrophe. I think this is something that very naturally comes. This compassion creates absolutely new venues for working. So, but maybe I start my presentation that you just see what I'm talking about. Maybe you can follow more.
Oh, just a moment, Diana. I've messed it up here. Sorry. How do I get the screen back, everyone?
Do you have it now?
No, not yet. I'm sorry. I've done something, and we can't see you at the moment. But it's at this end, not your end. So
the red square.
This one here?
No, in the middle of the screen.
Oh, return to meeting. Got it. Yes. Sorry. Right. We have your slide, even Diana, as well. So thank you.
Okay, so will tell what is it about. So I started last year small cultural events in private gardens in Ahrtal. This is the valley of the river Ahr, which experienced the most severe floods in 2021. And these floods claimed more than 134 lives. And my project started in 2023, so it's like 2 years after the floods, and this was the name of the project, Open Our Gardens. What you see here, it's a very small picture, you cannot follow it very much, but the Ahr Valley is around 80 kilometers long, so this is the river Ahr, which starts in Blankenheim, one spot here, and goes into the river Rhine. So, and I'm living by myself, very close to the Rhine River, so I was affected by the floods, but not so severe like the people in the middle. This was the most affected part of the floods. And one more, so that you can see where this region is. So the green part is the most affected regions, and you see it's close to Belgium, to Netherlands. So this is this part of Germany, close to North Rhine-Westphalia. And what happened on July 14th and in the night, on July 15th, 100 to 150 liters of rain per square meter fell within 24 hours. So this was in part, two parts were mostly affected, the Rheinland-Pfalz and North Rhine-Westphalia. And this was more than normally in the entire months. Something similar is happening now in Bavaria. You follow maybe the news. But the destruction and the devastation that happened here was enormous. The majority of the rainfall was concentrated in a short time window of 10 to 18 hours, which led to a very rapid rise on the rivers. And massive floodings and massive destruction were the result. 135 people died, and the financial damage is more than 40 billion euros, more than any other natural disaster in Germany. What also was very severe affected were the infrastructure. Over 100 bridges were destroyed, over 9,000 buildings, 17,000 people lost all their belongings, everything, no housing, nothing. And we have more than 10,000 businesses affected by the flood. So, in the in the night and in the following weeks, many people were left without electricity and drinking water, the transport infrastructure. So the Deutsche Bahn, the transportation was affected. It's still not working. So we speak about really a big disaster, which was not comparable with anything that that people in their lifetime experienced. Many people compare this to the flooding in Hamburg in 1966. Other compare it with the war. So there is no other comparison in the memory about this. And what is also important, Ahrtal is very close to Bonn, to the former capital of Germany, and it's a wine region, very beautiful wine region and very beloved region for recreation, famous also with the very nice thermal water. So you have thermal springs, you have the wines, the wine hills, a very beautiful wine, one of the best wines made in Germany, the one of the best touristic places to go to the wine hills. So, and that's why this touched somehow the soul of Germany, that such a beautiful place, such a beautiful beloved place, get destroyed. And what happened after the floods, people came from all over Germany to help. So this, what you see on this picture, what I show you, this is me in the middle and two friends from Munich who came to help us. And this was in the summer, so you see we all were dressed like that, and the most important was to get out everything what was damaged from the house. How I developed this idea about the open gardens, just to move further, not to stay there. I was affected, as I said, by the flood too, and I was very touched mostly by this image of the German society, which I never knew before. As a Bulgarian, we very often used to say we are very compassionate, we are very open, we are very solidaric people, but what I experience here, I never have experienced in my life, maybe because I never had also such an experience. But there were so many gestures of compassion, of empathy, of absolutely unknown people just giving us also flowers and cooking for us, except of our friends who helped us. But and we had such deep conversations also with people, also with my husband, who actually spent his childhood here where we live now. And this gave me the idea I want to talk with other people, how they experience this. I was new for the region, so I didn't know it very much. So we just moved 1 year before the floods to the house, and then this happened. And I decided that I want to talk with people to see how they experience that, how they see it. Because in us, were a mixture of feelings. We saw this severe thing that happened, but we were so inspired, and this is the real word about humanity, from what I experienced as a response of the society. And I wanted to see if people experience this similar, or what is their response. So I started a podcast which was called 89 Steps. 89 because this is the river, was so long, 89 kilometers, and 89 steps because I wanted to talk with as much more people that live along this river. And I knew also there are much more steps needed to go to normality. These 89 steps wanted to point out as small steps that we all need to do to go back. And during making this podcast, I really was also touched by the people I met. I didn't know them. It was like from people to people. I went to new places. I traveled to new places. I met new people, and it was such an amazing experience to have such a deep conversations with people which I never met, and to see how many people see this disaster as a chance, as a new possibility to do things differently, to be less concerned about material possessions, to go in another way. And out of this podcast, I published a book. You see now the cover. and where I included also my story. I made also a lot of pictures. I wrote poetry. So it's a mixture, the book, from the conversations and the other. That's why the name of the book is Our Valley of Compassion, 89 fragments from life after the flood. Meetings inspired me in the true word, and I decided that I want to show this more to other people, that what I discovered, because they were really people in their private homes, and to make this private open. And I realized the private garden is the perfect place for conversations, small enough to remain very trauma sensitive. And I tell more about this trauma sensitive, why I find it so important, but also very open and inviting. And for the people, I realized this hosting in their homes, in their gardens, which were devastated or which were affected,